afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another riveting, amazing Propagandacast here with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Psych Defender of the Fatherland, your own personal Jesus, off here to 1 vs 1 on Vilshanka. Between the left, we've got Zerg 1111, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, with assault support immediately chosen here. He pushes onwards against the armies encroaching upon the sacred borders of Germany. With infantry, machine gun, Panzerfaust bulletins there. We shall see what it ends up with for him, but he is fighting here for the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. Sean Mercenaries. We got Memphis fighting for America, Freedom, Democracy. He ranks 6th, so top 60th player there with the USF in 1 vs 1. Fighting here for America, Freedom, Democracy with the 3rd Armoured, with Airborne, Heavy Cavalry and Rifle Company. Double rifle squad start here with kind of the MD42 there for Zerg. Rather standard openings for both players, with Memphis here making more direct over twos towards the fuel, whereas Zerg is more focused on getting control of the central victory point and sort of establishing a hold-off point against his opponent. Fuel will that way not be quite the priority, at least initially for Zerg. We'll see, of course, where this goes. Arriving engaging Pioneers in the south point there, being secured by the re-echelons. Pioneers shifting back, we got the MD4 moving in, and we got the Grenadiers heading northwards there, with, I imagine, another Grenadiers going on the way there for Zerg and Das Vaterland. More riflemen northwards there for Memphis as he spreads out, leaving the south theoretically quite open there with the relations, but of course Zerg can't immediately take advantage of the part because he doesn't know it, but of course he can't ignore the riflemen. He usually can't as the Wehrmacht. There we go. One squad retreated here, the MD42 Pioneer combo, working out quite well. The Pioneer spot for the machine gun then suppresses the bastards, allowing the Pioneers to move in and sweep them off. Grenadiers finally moving towards the fuel point there with another one on the way for Zerg. A bit of a slow sort of fuel acquisition right there by Zerg, but on the other hand, he is favoring overall, I would suppose, more aggressive tactics against Memphis and putting more on the defensive, possibly hoping that the fear of an aggressive machine gun might cause Memphis here to make a few slip-ups. Second Grenadier squad there arriving, relations in the south. My God, we haven't seen any Germans yet, yeah, or any Belgians. Why would we be seeing Belgians? We're in France. No comments. No, what? Pioneers moving about here. Up north, we got the M42 blasting at the rifle. There we go, suppressing the bastards with a few well-earned doses of lead. Grenadiers moving towards him. They've been counting a rifle squad. Shots fired there. Grenadiers quickly falling back towards better cover. As if they try to move ahead, they get within the effective range rifle and get absolutely shot to pieces. Zerg here following up with another MD42 versus the American rifle builds. Double machine guns can be quite effective, since machine guns are one way of just quickly neutralizing the otherwise supreme firepower of the rifleman, and thusly can allow you to move about on the battlefield, but also, stop attacks. We'll see if Memphis reacts with mortars to this, or what we're going for. We got a 4th rifle going away there for Memphis. Second MD42 almost down there. Machine gun heading southward. We can see that Zerg is handling his machine guns flexibly and actively as he tries to put pressure on his opponents, and of course, just control the battlefield, which is, of course, is really, really important for the Wehrmacht in many ways. Battlefield control is essential. If you lose the battlefield control, things can very quickly spiral out of control, since the Wehrmacht does tend to sort of mid-early game lack any sort of ways of sort of gaining back control. So it's very important for them to sort of establish a iron fist of dominance over the battlefield in the early stage of the game. In this regard, lots of machine guns can be quite helpful for that. Riflemen quickly outmaneuvering the machine guns. Zerg here trying to react to this swift maneuver here from Memphis. Memphis, though, at the same time is slowing down, which means he can actively focus down the rifleman, and that's going to have to be retreated there right away. Noting Memphis is yet to take up, he might be trying to figure out what exactly he wants to go for versus Zerg, or he's just not paying attention to his resources. But with double MG42s, one option he could consider would be the captain, and then into a pack counter to counter this MG42 build from Zerg, who on the other hand is taking up with the Dutch double Grenadiers, double MG42s, relying on these items to keep the Americans' heads down. And there you go, Memphis does ultimately go for the company command post, the captain, leaving the lieutenant feeling a bit left behind. A bit sad. And there you go, Pioneers quickly down the house. I mean, they're not going to be able to do an awful lot against rifle. They're not going to be able to, just single-handedly gun them down, unless Memphis decides just to run around the house and just allow the Pioneers to shoot them to bits, which would be, I think, certainly room enough for Memphis to be court-martialed under suspicion of working for the Germans. Rifle grenade there landing a hit, of course, signaling to Memphis that Zerg has already teched up. We note, of course, no grenades yet here from Memphis at all, though, I mean, with 4 riflemen, grenades would be one option to go for. The other one, of course, the more obvious one is just lots of bars. There you go. Zerg's net of machine guns quickly locks down Memphis' riflemen in the north. We got the captain here, they're arriving to back him up. And we got the weapon racks here, unsurprisingly from Memphis. Grenades, I mean, could also work out well in clearing out some of the machine guns with some aggressive flanks. But the bars do offer more consistent firepower on the move, though obviously less immediately good for dealing with dug-in units. Circling up with the second Pioneer Squad. Possibly, in fact, worrying he might lose this one. But obviously at some point having 2 Pioneer Squads is going to be necessary anyway, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. So I like to make a nice company immediately happening there for Zerg. Medic bunker is halfway down there. Like an Eastern European project, it's sort of, you know, the main bits are there, but it rather lacks everything else. In this case, the medics and the medical supplies. Riflemen rushing the Grenadiers here. Back here healing and reinforcing. Like to make a nice company. Effectsbereit. You can actually upgrade with the medics now. Machine guns there again operating actively here with another one less actively, but generally if you got 2 machine guns you just need one to be active. You can have the other one sort of just lock down a more vital point. Bars up in the captain. Aggressive move there by Memphis, but not all bad. We got flamethrowers up there as well. And of course the Rifle Company doesn't need grenades not to deal with this. Of course he just needs to get close without Zerg realizing what's coming his way. There we go. Trying to flank machine gun in this case. Zerg had something through him. On the other hand, he did not see what's coming up north. The machine gun hits and they immediate heavy and incendiary fire. He's not realizing it at all. This could be pretty big here for Memphis and pretty bad for Zerg. There we go. Getting out with the machine gun close to death, but does successfully escape the wrath of America in the south. We can need to snug up, harassed and cut off territory there from Memphis. Good play following up with the 2-2-2. Like the Panzer Speerwagen, but nothing further there from Zerg. No officers, no Opel Blitzes. Still, I mean, one thing worth noting is Memphis otherwise controlling most of the map here against Zerg. Part because of Zerg having focused on a smaller part of the map, he's been able to, you know, concentrate his firepower there, making it hard for, you know, Memphis to overwhelm. But of course it does mean he's conceded most of the map otherwise to his opponent. He's now getting more aggressive though, pushing back here in the south. The 2-2 of course allowing him to operate more aggressively here, putting more pressure on the riflemen, sweeping them away, and of course allowing him to focus elsewhere. So I mean, there are some reasons there to go for the 2-2 just for that, but now Memphis has brought in the counter. He's brought in the M5A1 Stewart. Light tank. That's only going to put pressure there on Zerg, who has absolutely no anti-tank weapons. At most, he might have laid down some telemines, but sadly, telemines do not seem to be on the menu here for Zerg. His Panzerfaust suit stalling and buying himself some time to bring up the Pack 40, but even then that is only time. And if he doesn't, you know, establish more permanent solutions, he could very well find himself in a very nasty spot. Back here, reinforcement going on there from Memphis, noting no ambulance to heal his troops. Might be an idea to consider down the road against Zerg and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. And there you go, Zerg's medic bunker has finally been upgraded. The medics arrived, the equipment arrived. Stuart though quickly good to go again. Panzerfaust didn't do a lot of critical damage to it, so rapidly fixed. Of course, an actual Panzerfaust would have been more than enough to take out a Stuart in the actual war, obviously, but that wouldn't be very nice to balance about, you know, so obviously that's not going to happen in a game. Captain there moving into supporting as well. He's going to go for the 2, he's going to finish it off there. He's going to have a pretty good chance of it as well, I think. Down to less than half already. Not good development here for Zerg. There you go, a few more shots, and there you go, the 2-2-2 is kaput. Pioneers could very well be next. It's the captain, the bars, and the Thompsons just unleashing a storm of fury and freedom. Didn't get the Pioneers or the machine gun, still the 2-2 down is going to be a bit of a win here, tactically for Memphis. Pack 40 is moving in. Oh dear, if he doesn't realise he gets out soon, he's going to... Oh, yeah, Panzerfaust pack combo there. Bit too slow there to move. Might have been trying busy other managing other things, thinking had a few moments of quiet, but Zerg was on it. So he's not going to finish off the Stuart, so not all bad there for Memphis. Problem, of course, in being able to get enough of the shot with a Pack 40 that actually hit, but left Memphis in a bit of a sad spot, in which case the loss of the 2-2 wouldn't have been too bad. On the other hand, dropping a bar isn't too great either, but still not losing a Stuart. Oh dear, caught here, but still. Engine is fixed up. Oh dear, he might like to get the Stuart, their Panzerfaust off again. Pack 40 moving in, he needs to get the rifle up there to deal with it. Grenadier with a bar there, putting some pain on the Americans. No, gets away here with the Steward. In fact, Zerg might have overextended too much here with this pack forward, but there it goes, setting it up with the MD42 Grenadiers in the center, being pushed away by the riflemen, not Grenadiers. And there you go, pack wipe with the reactions here. Could find themselves wiped by the MD42 and trying to meet out the officer out here. The Zerg calling in a veteran commander to lead the men from the front, which is very much for the Germans. There we go, grenade off on the MD42. Excellent work here by Memphis. Great to see some grenades. And there you go, almost got the MD42 in this case. Bit of a less than amazing throw there from Memphis' riflemen, but they're definitely not Major League Baseball material. Pioneers winning against Rifleman, going to push back, and we got the ambulance out here from Memphis. Finally, officer moving up. Riflemen need to retreat soon. They are doing their best to stall Memphis' fuel income, and there you go, the officer with diversion. In this case, just moving straight up the Americans. Yes, this is a German diversion. We just run at them while shooting. It works well. Isn't that the American diversion? 9 hours is shouting in German. Ah, yeah. There you go, quick calling in the smoke until grab the point away from the steward, but could also allow him to fall back if need to. Great use of smoke there by Zerg. Only cost here, by the way, is time, so I mean it's not exactly a huge loss anyways there, so good play there by Zerg. Memphis there falls back disappointed, annoyed. Goddamn Krauts in there. Goddamn smoke, why don't we have smoke? We have, Captain. God damn it, why did no one tell us? We've been telling you for years. Goddamn Germans. Using their mind waves on me. Oh, there we go. Boosting this Riesen's head to rush the machine with a flamethrower. Great play there by Memphis. Forcing Zerg out of the church here. The great Belgian Orthodox Church established in France. Makes total sense. In the south, machine gun moving ahead here. Grenadiers moving up, or rifle moving up for the center with more backing up with their mighty bars. And we got the pack forward here. Small Panzerjäger Gruppe. This gun, I think, leaves Memphis' steward a bit sad. Unless he can move in more troops to back it up, which so far does not seem to be the case here. Captain trying to do his best for doing in, but he just lacks the firepower here. He pushed too far ahead with his steward. He went too far. Oh, he does get the pack, but the steward... Oh, there you go, rifle moving in. He might actually be able to steal the pack 40, which, considering all the damage in the end the steward has done, would actually be pretty good of a trade-off there for Memphis. Since at some point the steward's going to run into some issues in terms of just what it's going to be able to do, but the pack 40 is going to be pretty great throughout the match against any of Zerg's armor. So, I mean, this is pretty good of a trade-off, I think, at this stage for Memphis. Obviously, shouldn't have been something actually seeking, but in the end, getting a pack 40 while losing the steward is pretty good. He's plus lost some riflemen. In fact, he's lost 2 squads, had to replace them. Shouldn't something mindful of. Ooh, diversion again. Tried to pop a grenade, need to retreat. He's all there trying to stall Zerg's fuel income. He's trying to build ahead there. Machine gun there covering up the retreat path. Sneaky play there by Zerg. Memphis there reinforcing, getting up fresh troops. He can actually begin taking up. As for Zerg, he is definitely taking up himself. Moving onwards for the fatherland. And the pack 40 is also way back here. A few more bars there, possibly being handed out there to Memphis men. Of course, it's likely to be concerning munitions as well for the grenades. Officer going back the field point. We'll slow down here the income of Zerg, who has so far only gone for the officer. No Opel Blitzes, no logistics. And the pack 40 is also good to go, ready to plug a few holes in any crap tanks that might appear. Push northwards there. There you go, Captain swooping in with double bars and a Thompson, but right into an MD42. Bit of risky setup there in negative cover, but considering he's sort of probably feeling reasonably confident setup there, can set up. They will smoke off, but not fast enough to unpin the Captain, but still it's going to mean the machine gun can't actually support, allowing the other rifleman to move more aggressively while it's forced to reposition. Not bad at all there, not bad. Southern fuel pump being harassed by Zerg. He is more than eager to return the damn favor. He's also taking up there. Major on the way. Zerg is yet to build the Supremo Court. Need to rush that machine here from the south there, I think. If you can get sort of past the air fight, it's still negative cover, which means, you know, a good few shots can be quite unpleasant for it. There you go, setting up for that with the Captain in the south. Machine holding up the points here. Rifle need to fall back, and he's still losing the fuel point. Not good development there for Memphis, for America. Mentioned after the captain did figure he would go to flank machine gunners, not. Instead, now he had to retreat the riflemen. They're getting hit by the grenadiers with the bar, and of course the incendiary pierce rounds with the MD-42 and forced to retreat across negative cover. Yeah, that was a wipe there, not too good there by Memphis, too slow to retreat. Need to be careful about these losses, not exactly good for him. In the south, he's finally pushing back for the fuel. More healing reinforcement. Pack 40 is just waiting for the word. Oh, Pioneer's one. Obviously not going to compensate for the loss of the riflemen, but you know, it's going to make him feel a bit less terrible about himself. Panzer Grenadier there for Zerg. Squad on your feet. Their squad's dead, man. They're not going to get them on their feet ever. Big 2 points wide. Small lead here for Memphis over Zerg. So on the point there being seized. Moving in for the southern munitions. Officer there standing around the center victory point. 5 kills. Veteran T1. Fuel back in action here. Support core finally going up. This going to be able to push out a tank pretty fast. Memphis sadly is not able to control the fuel just as well. So he's going to be a bit behind here, meaning Zerg's Panzer IV is going to be quite ahead of there for Memphis, though. Again, he does have the Pack 40, which will help minimize the immediate impact and shock factor of the Panzer IV here. Got the camera up against Grenadiers up close and unpleasant. Bars and Thompsons unleashing a fury the Grenadiers had not known in quite some time. Until he called in here on the church. Officer there using the heavy mortar barrage call in. Nice play there, nice play. Pretty neat ability for just 40 munitions. So nicely done there by Zerg. Captain there flanking close to Infinity South. Got rifleman straight to the MD-42. I'm a bit surprised that Memphis is actually not considered any sort of artillery pack counts, and mostly I think have been pretty great versus Zerg at several stages. Almost got the Grenadiers. That was actually pretty lucky for Zerg and pretty unlucky there for Memphis. He didn't get the wipe there. I mean, good God. Panzer Grenadiers arrived. That more or less puts him out there. Say 4 infantry squads. Got the 2 Grenadiers, the artillery field ops, and then the Panzer Grenadier. Pretty good stuff here for Zerg. And there you go. Memphis is finally committing to a pack howitzer. So he, needs to retreat. They're obviously going to be committing to their captain dying. He's still holding a nice chunk of the map, but resource-wise, he's not quite catching up there as hard. And Zerg is certainly proving himself to be a wily and a nasty opponent. I mean, Memphis isn't too far off from Roma anyway, so it's not a huge deal of trouble, but he could theoretically be a bit fast out with a Sherman, maybe. Wait, Panzer IV, they're arriving. Following up with an orbital blitz for additional resources for Das Vaterland. Pack 40 they need to get moving fast, rather than they need to fall back in the face of the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Panzer goes there nearby. Popping in there, go nice bomb grenade, and doesn't get out in time, suffers heavy damage. No losses though, but still not looking good. Creations coming up, the Syndicate machines are coming up here from the northern crossroads. Rather than they still need to retreat, he's not doing it though. I think Memphis isn't paying attention. Memphis, they're riflemen, not supermen. And yeah, that's too slow retreat there for Memphis. Wipe by the gun at Panzer Grenadiers Panzer IV combo. Not good, but we got a smoke gun offer to help deal with the machine gun, but the rest of the forces aren't there, so they can't exactly do a lot of good. And we finally got the artillery in action. And as they're rather fought positions. Pack 40 by the way is not told to prioritise vehicles, you really should consider that soon enough. Pack counts are blasting away here, looking to smash some krauts into pulp. Very fine pulp. Captain's standing, Grenadier standing back there with a bar. Takes loss. There's the 75 minute pack out around, just blows apart poor Ludwig. Cap moving forward against the Grenadiers, rapidly forcing the way here in the south centre. Riflemen there pushing forward, but then countering the limits. As the Panzer IV stands, there's a steeled barrier of Das Vaterland, a sentinel of Kruppsteel. Oh, he's securing the point here. Not the fuel point itself. Might be he wants the more munition, but the thing is, he just places it slightly differently there. He'd also be getting twice as much fuel out of the fuel point, since what it essentially does is just double the resource income of any point you're doing it in. I mean, get here, you get 10 munitions, 6 fuel, and you got here, you got 14 fuel around just the center fuel. So, in this regard, the Blitz has several neat abilities here, of usages. Memphis here can now go for the shot. Oh, great use here. Really, again, sort of, I feel like one of the signs of a highly skilled player is actually using the Captain Supervisor ability to then chunk out the armor fast. In this case, he's chucking out the EC8 tank here to put some pressure on Zerg, and showing the EC8 versus the Panzer IV. The EC8 has several advantages: more health, more armor, better penetration, accuracy, possibly in rate of fire. In this regard, the EC8 is just, in most cases, superior, and not exactly at a much higher cost. We're talking 20 fuel more and about 30 manpower more, and you're getting a lot more of that package, plus self-repair and a smoke screen. It's a really strong choice here by Memphis. That's only going to make things a bit more awkward here for Zerg. You might want to consider fuel cache to help, you know, pile in more fuel, since the faster you can get out more EC8s, the better. And if you can sort of just hit critical mass with them, he can more or less steamroll Zerg, and I imagine that's something Zerg has to be mindful of. And he might in fact have to commit to Stug, since Panzer IVs one-on-one do not fare well versus the EC8. There you go, Grenadier Squad half gone in a blink of an eye. Fritz and Franz just vanished. Oh, Captain almost taking out the bomb grenade. He almost got the Grenadiers as well with it. And there you go, Captain White. Bit of a loss here for Memphis, to be honest. Really veteran squad. Lots of utility formats we saw there throughout the match so far, at least it lasted. And, you know, just also upgrade with double bars. So that was really a big loss there for Memphis. Captain really just pulled so much work there for him. You see it, that's going over the Panther IV. It's going for vengeance. You took out Captain Carlton. We'll take you out in return. Lost reasons as well. This is not good. He might get the Panther IV here. Most likely, unless he's really unlucky. Oh no, he was unlucky. In fact, he got too greedy here. And these could Panther Faust it. Needs to get the Pack 40 up there. The Pack 40, though, is not close enough. Raven could anti-tank, Raven grenade it. EC8 down. Didn't get the Panzer IV. That is really rough luck there for Memphis. And on top of that, he lost the re-echelons. I think Memphis in this case might have suffered a bit from too much overconfidence, also known as a slow and insidious killer, resulting just in all of that. I think had he been a bit more cautious there, he probably would have suffered as badly. And there we go, we got the opposite boosting the Panzer Grenadier attack. Very good play here. Grenade off though. Even the Panzer Grenadier is wounded but not dead. And there you go, Memphis is forced to fall back from there. He can soon go for another Sherman, but he's now going to be up against 2-on-1 here, and that's going to be much more, I think, favourable here for Zerg. So, yeah, not a good development. He's actually going for a second orbital blitz for more resources. He's going to be piling it on hard there against Memphis, as Memphis is still not going for anything there. Not good there, not good. Grabbing the point here, we got the MU42 hanging back, and up here, Panzer IV receiving repairs here for Zerg. Pack 40 remaining on the defensive. We can soon go for another EC8, but he might have to go for Jackson, to be honest. Then again, maybe just EC8s, but again, just playing them a bit more safely. So again, that really felt like him getting, I think, a bit too excited, just going off half-cocked and then getting his tank blown to bits. Roughing out in the open negative cover, easy target to the Grenadiers with light machine guns aplenty. I mean, a bar and an MG42 is not good news for any infantry caught in negative cover, to put it very mildly.
We're losing a capture point.
Pack out and bombarding away, trying to stall the Germans. The crouch from advancing too far. Circuit could easily, I think, gobble up most of the half southern map there. And there you go, another EC here from Memphis. Obviously not going to be quite as expert at that as fastly there without the captain. Good old Captain Carlton knew how to get out those tanks fast, mostly through blackmail. Don't want the general to find out about what you did with those sheep back in Texas, do you? Yeah, you don't, so get me that tank fast. Pack out and then the Grenadiers, taking them down to half health. And need to get those reactions out. The note is upgrading them with bars as well. Interesting choice. They're not bazookas. Most players here would go for bazookas in the reactions, but Memphis here is clearly of another sort of line of thought there. And there you go. Orbital Blitz on the fuel point as well, meaning he's getting a lot of fuel despite not holding most of the map. E8 moving in. We got the Panther. They're getting very aggressive. The other one's moving in as well, very aggressively. He's going to get the ambulance here, which is going to be pretty unpleasant there for Memphis. Pretty unpleasant. Pack 40 setting up here. And other Panther for the race. Raiding into the base. He might have a chance there to go bazooka up, but the ultimate is in the aviation still. If he can block the path of the Panther 4, which is getting the E8 away. That could very well be a GG there for Zerg's Panther 4 number 2. There you go, down to half health. Panther 4's either missing or bouncing. Really great stuff here from Memphis. And there you go, Panther 4 down. Definitely Zerg there, feel getting overconfident, and Memphis just slapping him down hard. Stug on the way to deal with the E8 number 2 after losing the Panther 4, and he might even lose another one if he's not careful to the E8. Of course, Memphis should not extend again and risk losing the EC8 once more. But there you go, good on the Panther 4. Stug slowly on the way here for Zerg, and the 15th Panther going to be shown. Falling back here with EC8 this time around. Memphis does seem to have learned his lesson. Memphis going to need another ambulance. Also more infantry, he's definitely low on that. And, oh! So close to getting another wipe here against Zerg, but once more. Oh, no, he did get it. He did get the Grenadiers there. And those, I believe, were the ones with the bar as well. So, bit of relief there for Memphis. A bit of a loss there for Zerg, to put it mildly. Back here, troops healing reinforcing there for him. Oh, reinforcing, there's no healing at the moment. Since the ambulance is, well, not really operable. You see it's going to need some repairs fast. Zerg once more, I think we got the Officer Pan's going to do a combo again. He's really fond of that one, certainly a potent one. Replacement coming there for Memphis makes a lot of sense. I mean, you get a pretty solid infantry score there. What they cost. So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense there. There you go, Rierson's vehicle crew working on the EC8. Good work there. Good work. Stug moving forwards there for Zerg. There you go, Captain out. Quick grenade there. And we got the EC8 good to go. Their panzers being pushed back. Rifle, they need to be careful out in the open. And there you go, straight to the Sturmgeschütz with the EC8. Much bigger threat to the EC8 than the Panzer 4. There you go, another hit there. He's going to eat the Pack 40 to have a chance against the Stug. Another hit there, and straight into the Pack 40. EC8 as well there. Zerg could very well be risking a bit much here. Oh! He's blitzing in there. He's lost the Panzer 4. Almost losing the Stug as well. Oh, damn, that was not good there. But Zerg, that was definitely, I think, a gross miscalculation there. And a definite tactical victory there for Memphis. Now it's down to just the Stug, which of course still been helpful in keeping back the EC8. But on the other hand, it means he's got less tools for stopping Memphis' infantry. And that's really the thing you have to be mindful about. So now Memphis can really go on the offensive once more against Zerg. Of course, there's machine guns to be mindful of, but even then, this is going to be helpful quite a bit.
Points are down to 300.
300 points left here. Zerg at this stage could potentially be stalling for the Tiger tank. I mean, he's getting a lot of fuel right now, partly again thanks to the blitzers, but also just the map controls he hasn't been able to gain here thanks to the severe armored mass he had here against Memphis, and the fact that Memphis was just back on his, back fleet here, just preparing. So there you go. Need to get the EC8 going as fast as possible. Need to put pressure on Zerg on the Krauts. The faster the best. Panzer Officer comboing in again, both veteran free, and there you go. Once more, the gut concentrated fun. Of course, with the Officer veteran free, but the bonus becomes even better, allowing the Panzer just to murder the infantry. Quite efficient using the ability. So great play there by Zerg. But we got the EC8 interceding. Veteran 2, by the way, catching the Panzer Grenadiers in an awful spot. Zerg definitely seems to be setting up here for the Tiger tank. Heading for the southern victory point with the rifle. We got the Riersons being fought with a bar and a bazooka. We'll see if he goes for another set of Sherman. So he's going to go for Jackson, sensing that he might be soon getting hit by a Tiger tank. Since the overblitz he should be able to see on the minimap, should indicate here to Memphis that his opponent is going to assault support, and Since he's not really seen a lot of stuff from sort of time, and again he knows this where the upper blitzes are, he should probably begin to expect again the target tanks based on all that information. But right there, push this easy a bit too far, getting in Pantherfast right in front of the Stug. He needs to get the Pack 40 up to back up against his Sturmgeschütz. In the south round being held down here by the MG42 backed up by Grenadiers. Good play there by Zerg. Still, Memphis has managed to gain a fat chunk of the map back here. Bet you 2 Pack out are bombarding away at the Krauts. At least hoping to bombard them. Oh, Captain rushing hit there blindly and is about to get murdered there. It'll be quite a waste there for Memphis. Quite a waste. So it's starting to look like he's aiming for the Jackson here. Anticipating the Tiger tank from Zerg, who's got the fuel now, he just needs the manpower. Now he goes for another EC8. Either thinking deal with it with double EC8s and a Pack 40, just isn't considering it, or just thinking it's not a problem. Which again I guess falls in under point number 1, which is he can handle it.
Crowds are taking one of our points. Tank support is here.
Right moving forward, Pack out, Pack 40 they're ready. And there you go, EC8 number 12 here from Memphis. That of course is a lot of premium medium armor to put some pressure on Zerg and the goddamn Nazis. Straight into Pack 40 and the Sturmgeschütz. That should just be a fast retreat there. Seems like a pathing issue here. EC8 moves ahead rather than just backing out of there. Oh no. Almost seems like a repeat of the previous time he lost and EC8 I think a bit too easily there. Woo! He almost got the machine gun there. In fact, he wipes it, and it's open right now for the ramp to reach it. Betty 2 on the Stug, though. Reason's moving up. Ooh! Another close one. He's trying to go for the MG42. We got the other machine gun. The Grenadiers sitting up here, blocking the path. Up north, he's sitting against the Panzer Grenadiers. Almost wiping up. That'd be a big loss here for Zerg and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. But lucky Ludwig gets out of there.
Is overrunning one of our capture points.
Harry Hines sadly did not. Or Dirty Dietrich. Back here, repairs going on. Ooh, Pack out landing some nice hits up north. Shown there, pushing back the officer. Over with the tanks, he's applying a lot of pressure to Zerg, who is of course darling for the Tiger tank. Oh! The EC8, I think, just fired a random shot which just flew in. And that's the sort of thing about, you know, the tanks. They find actual projectiles occasionally. The shot can just go completely off the mark, way off, just hit some random target in the far distance, and seemingly did it here, knocking out the upper blitz. That's actually a pretty rare. Oh no, the Stug! The Stug, Zerg! What are you doing with the Stug? Nein! The Führer will be most upset! The Stug! Dummkopf! Nein! And the Stug is down, a grievous blow to Zerg and the German army. On top of the upper blitzes. Partly again to the just extreme luck and RNG there from Memphis. I'm sure the gun will claim was just skill. Yeah, I saw that upper blitz like 2 kilometers away. I totally did it. Right now though, Zerg is in a lot of trouble. Like he's in a pretty good position, in particular a really strong position, but now it's rather a bit gone. He's lost all of his armies, all the blitzes are now just collecting dust. And, you know, death. Coming forward here, need to pull back with the EC8s before that gets obliterated there if he's not careful. And his opponent, of course, still has 2 EC8s. He has nothing. He's obviously stalling up for the tag, but until he gets it out there, his resources are pretty much on hold, meaning he can't push out any further, meaning again, in the meanwhile, Memphis can just push out back. So right now, he needs to get as much out of that Tiger once it hits. And of course, he has to hope that Memphis doesn't, you know, just hard counter it. Rather than they need to retreat, Pack 40 there, just abandoned out in the open. More or less actually close to the point where the first Pack 40 actually got abandoned. That's actually quite a coincidence. And there you go, though. Tiger gefechtsbereit here for Zerg. Send in from a nearby 102nd Schwerer Panzerabteilung to provide vital Panzerunterstützung for the 15th They're holding up, but with only one bazooka, their chance of taking out the target and just seriously harming it is very limited, compared to the chances of getting just sent to hell in a basket. Very small one. With a little floral print on the side, because it turns out Satan likes floral prints in small baskets. I don't know why. Moon Forts here, scanning the scene. Target hanging back, could do with a pinlock machine gun there for Zerg. And of course, more Stoogs. And there you go, Memphis, in response to the arrival of the Mexica Tiga, responds with the M36 Jackson, the heavy tank destroyer, ready to destroy any tanks heavily. I don't think that's how it works, Major. Shut up, Carl. Or you'll be cleaning my toilet again for the next 5 weeks. With a toothbrush. Your toothbrush. Sherman going for the target. Target falling back here in the face of this. Packard's also trying to hit him. The thing is, you've barraged with the right thing here. The Packard's going to do some heavy damage to armor as well. Fun note. Jackson almost done. Should fix up that EC8. He might actually want to use the resistance to lay down some mines. If he can sort of trip up the Tiger tank in that, it becomes a lot easier to do. Oh dear, I was about to say those rifles need to get out of it before the Tiger tank collapses that. Oh, never mind. He bunched up in the wrong spot and... I didn't see anything happen there. The tank pushing back the EC8. That was definitely not good as he just hit retreat. But sometimes bad things happen. In this case, it happened in front of a Tiger tank, which makes it really bad. More rifling away there from Memphis to make up for his losses. I mean, at this stage, he might actually want to consider taking for the Lieutenant, because the Lieutenant is just a strong infantry squad on his own. But he could also then consider some 50 calibers to help keep some of his Zerg's infantry down and back up his own troops. I think that'd actually be a pretty strong choice there for Memphis. But there you go. Joins the back forward of the Jackson and the EC8. Tiger tank suffering several big holes from that. Big 2 points wise. Zerg is definitely behind Memphis here. We'll have to see what he goes from next. Is he planning a tier 4? Yes, indeed. Could we see Panthers or Sturmpanzers here? EC8 by the way gains the ace level. All of a sudden, the commander of the crew morphs into Brad Pitt. I do not know how it works, but that is just one of the laws of World War II America. Any ace tank commander just becomes Brad Pitt. So much confusion to all historians. MG42 they're blasting down the captain. EC8 there could definitely do with some repairs. Rifleman reinforcing. Panzer Grenadier there with 20 kills still alive, and the officer is actually also still alive with 10 kills to his name. Good unit preservation, I would say, there by Zerg. Going for another Grenadier squad at some point. Not just more Panzer Grenadiers, honestly I think it'd be better there, but that's just me. Of course, the Grenadiers are a bit cheaper. You see it there closing in on Veteran 2. We got the Pioneer standing about in the bloody open. So yeah, Zerg is still going to aim for something a bit bigger here than Stooks and Panther Force versus Memphis. You see it shot bounced off the Tiger's arm. We got Pack 40 the raid by coming fire. Jackson moving from the south. Should have the Pack 40 coming up near the south. Unit wiped out. Looks like the captain did it again and died. Need to pull back that Sherman before that dies as well. That'd be a much harsher loss here than the captain, though. At this stage, just going for rifling again. Partly just wanted to take out the Lieutenant, to be honest. And he should pull back the Jackson as well. Good hit on the Pack 40 though with the Pack Howitzer, but the Pack 40 there on the hand. Oh, the nice hit of the target weak point on the Jackson. Needs to grab that southern victory point away. Almost got the center one. You see it going in. The ace that is for the machine here, forcing away Zerg's machine and give their crew. And reaction there with the Pack 40, which actually close to the Veteran T3. Pretty good work there by Zerg for saving that one as well. Arm being repaired up. Back here, reinforcements going on. Probably some bars being handed out there like candies. Nope, Zerg, despite all of his plans there for tier 4, ends up going for the Stug. Yeah, he goes for the Stug. Kind of like, do I go for the Sturmgeschütz or do I go for the Sturmgeschütz? What do you think, Ludwig? Just go for the damn thing, Herr Oberleutnant. We don't have time for this scheiße. The Americans are coming down upon us with 1 billion tanks. Nein, I think I'll go for the Panzer. Ah. If we didn't get court-martialed, I'd strangle you, Herr Oberleutnant. Oh, Ace flanking up the Tiger Ace. Not Tiger Ace, just regular Tiger. I mean, it could become through regular Tiger Ace, but right now, it's not got the stars for it. So regular Panzer IV here. No, I think you're better off just honestly going for the next tier and just aiming for that Panther. Rather than the Panzer IV here with all these EC8s and the Jackson. Memphis, of course, might want to consider another EC8, and there you go. Panzer IV arriving there for Zerg. The South Arm is going to do swinging with the flamethrower, the light machine guns, and the heavier machine guns. Pack Archers actually getting pretty close to the fleet, which is really good here for Memphis when we get that far. Less good for Zerg, obviously. Got that Veteran 2 Shum rolling about here looking for targets to obliterate. Bob just left behind on the road. Like an unwanted souvenir. Gunners being obliterated by the Sherman. Forced retreat to scamper away like rats. Huntsman's in the next victim of Memphis's Sherman Wrath. Of his almost infinite supplies of rat pits. Again, machine guns head out. We got the Tiger Tank, we got the Ace Pack 40, we got the Hero Pack 40. Need to fall back with that Ace on the Sherman. It's not quite Ace either. Tiger Tank though slowly approaching Metro 2. Oh, Pack Cards Barracks going off it quite well for Memphis. Pretty good read there on the situation. Almost got the Pack 40 crew wipe, which have been quite substantially unpleasant for Zerg. Quite a few good hits in the Tiger Tank. But note the way that Zerg's handling it. He never reaches with it. Never risks it being cut off. He's just sort of using it sort of the periphery, like his front line, to that way put pressure on Memphis, but at the same time he never risks anything big with it. So actively used, but not recklessly used. Which I would definitely say is the good move here. And of course it makes it harder for Zerg just to take, or Memphis to take out, because you need to insert a lot of force of them to do it. Panzerfaust and the Jackson, bad news. Need to get the Pack 40 to help. Need to fall back with the EC8 before he loses that one. We got the Hero Pack 40 there, just plastering over with armor-piercing rounds and almost got it. Almost got the one of Zerg's Hero Grenadier Squads. Their troops been pairing, reinforcing. You can actually go for another tank now if he wants to. Panzer up north there doing hard work for the Wehrmacht. Blasting Yankees into a fine pulp. And another EC8 there for Memphis. Rendering the center victory point here neutral and almost crushing the machine gun crew there. But there you go, Oakstand here, Pack 40 tag, starting up the crew, got the Panther 4 moving in, they got the Pack 40 backing out, plus the Jackson. Quick to the loss of the Panther 4 is not lucky, there you go, the Panther 4 goes down. Zerg definitely now getting aggressive with the EC as well, he's getting bullish, but right here in front of the target weak point could result in the Tiger Tank becoming dead meat here. Nope, doesn't go for it. Hudson's moving up, Pack 40 moving in, need to pull back with the EC8. An aggressive push here from Zerg all of a sudden. Finley's got the chance and go away. Malware bites, my apologies there. There we go, another tank ready. Others being repaired. Need to get the Ace back in action. Need to get the Jackson out of line of fire. The Pack 40 though. This is really horrible for Memphis. Target tank well away. Veteran 2 increasing its range and accuracy, making much more formidable opponent here against Memphis's forces. I think he's trying to outmaneuver the Pack 40. If he can remove that, it's going to be quite a linchpin removed here from Zerg's forces. A formidable opponent for any of his armor, though of course needs to be careful not to extend in the process. But there you go, he wipes the Pack 40. A notable blow there to Zerg. Almost got the Pack 40, they got Strug on the way again. So while he did go for it, in the end he just didn't make use of that tier 4. Tiger Tank, very low in health. Need to pull back with the Jackson in Memphis, getting really aggressive. He probably feels like yes, will try and push for it, but if he extends, it doesn't get anything out of it. There we go, Jackson down. He's going to suffer quite brutally for it. So it's down to just the EC8s now. which are seeing repairs, which are definitely most needed. But he's going to need more armor, and he's probably going to need another tank destroyer. Meanwhile, Zerg's target tank is actually halfway to its new fleet. It could in fact hit the ace level, which would be unpleasant news for Memphis. Rather than fighting here brutally in the center against the Gundis with the machine guns and other fun things. Veteran fleet on the pack cards is really great here for Memphis. Oh, DH2 here with some Gundis support man to take out one of these 8. Memphis here, I think, might begin to be struggling a bit, which is something Zerg is more than eager to take advantage of, clearly. Both tanks are good to go, but the armor advantage numerically is more or less gone. Zerg actually going for more orbital blitzes here. Setting up with both tanks. Are they, or EC8 is actually close to the ace level as well. Now go ahead and attack it, supported with a pack counter. Pack 40 moving in there, of course, no longer crewed by experienced veteran men who have knocked out many an American tank. Ace of those taking a few punching hits from the pack 40. You can actually soon go for another one. We could go for the Jackson. Otherwise, you should be going for more armor for sure. Zerg's tank moving up. Still no pin on that machine. I feel like there's a bit of an oversight. And the blitz has not been set up either. Here's certainly a few oversights there by Zerg. In the south, the machine gun crew hastily sets for the southern victory point. They're nabbing it. Rather than they're suffering against the Tiger, Neg almost wiped out, in fact. And they've kept his unit preservation. They go, damn its engine. But the E8 here, I mean, Veteran Fleet might have a slight chance, but overall not their situation overall without additional support. No one still has picked up that bomb, by the way. No one has bothered. That's a curious choice, going for a second pack cards at this stage. I mean, he might be worried about the support weapons, I guess. Oh, there you go. Looks a bit of a misclick. A misclick. Need to retreat that officer, I think, for some reinforcement and healing. 71 points left here for Zerg. Things are starting to look a bit bleak in that department. There you go, Memphis with another Jackson tank destroyer. We had 2 ace EC8s. That is a lot of firepower on the move here from Memphis, and particularly working together since they basically get some nice bonuses out of that radio thing there. That's been quite unpleasant there for any Germans caught in the line of these 2 ace tanks as they just punch away. Of course, how you explain there being 2 brat picks at the same time, who knows? But, you know, details. Stu going in here. Got a thing a bit too excited here with his EC8s. Need to get the pack for support. Almost got the Stu though, which is pretty good. We got the TIE tank moving in here. Need to turn the pack for about to deal with it. Oh, shize, too slow on the turn there. Too slow on the turn. Pantherfast on the other tank. Oh, smoke screen popped off here. Nice uses there. Oh, it was actually Memphis trying to smoke it up. Didn't quite work out the sufficient well. Jackson arriving here. Almost losing his EZ8. Need to get the troops out the support. Should have been supporting better. And there you go. Lost his remaining EC8s. 8 ace. So many Brad pits burning up in the tanks. Titan here falling back in mobile. It's the ace level now. Now it also has a very high mobility. You can see then a high rate of fire. It's an absolute beast here. Terror for Memphis. On top of, again, the destruction of his 2 aces of his own. A very big swing around here for Zerg, which could very well seal the deal for him. Unless he does something incredibly stupid with the Tiger Ace and just throws it away, in which case Memphis could well have got a chance. I mean, he still might have a chance, but he needs to think a bit better using his pack 40. That definitely feels to have been one of the weaker spots, and, you know, coordinate armor and infantry a bit better as well. Need to fix up the Tiger tank. Stu can need repairs as well. Seems like he's obviously he's prioritising the Tiger tank since it's, you know, a bit better in this current state. See the one's fixed up. Almost got the MU-42 there. Bars spewing out lead. Certainly can't quite seem to do it. Big 2 points. White is down to 52 there versus Memphis 178. Memphis still has a lead there, and certainly increasing could look to be his primary win condition rather than the total distraction of Zerg here. It could very well come down to the victory points, continuing some of the losses he's suffered increasingly. Low health, fetching the 3 pounds going to use. Being sent in there by Zerg in sheer desperation, just sees points to buy time. He's down to 38. Captain on the way there for Memphis again. Honestly, at this stage, again, the lieutenant in some ways probably would be cheaper. But that's that. Halted here at 38. Good work by Zerg, who has obviously finally pick up the bar. I'd rather have a candy bar, but this'll work against the Americans anyways. It might not kill them with diabetes, but it does kill them faster, I guess, though it's very uncomfortable. Yeah, now the Tiger Ace is once more unleashed, like a great beast unleashed from its cage. It now prowls the battlefields of Western Europe to slake its thirst for blood with the blood of Americans and Englishmen. And possibly a few Frenchmen. After they're reinforcing healing. 38 was only 65. Spokesman from the captain, good play there by Memphis. Southern victory point should be seized there, that's definitely open. Wide open in fact. And straight to the ace machine gun here. 29 kills in that pack out is definitely doing great work there from Memphis. Machine gun almost taking that bite. In fact, push from the north is encountering serious assistance from a lot of grenadiers with a lot of machine guns. Unsurprisingly, Zerg is in no mood here to give up even the slightest bit of ground, but he's going to be forced to it anyways. He could see a further victory point bleed here against Memphis, down just 38, and he's going to go even lower versus Memphis, although he's still short in armor. Zerg filling a lot of fuel actually, but doesn't have the manpower I think sufficient to really make it work. Big push for the southern victory point, Offs again leading the assault here. Boosting the men's fighting comp. Oh goodness, the Tiger course also benefits from it. Really big bonus, I believe in fact it was accuracy, so it might have been right far away though. Probably helped in just landing an absolutely pinpoint hit in the reasons annihilating the entire unit. Opalot and Gottlieb there has clearly done his part. A Tiger tank there is just obliterating. It's chewing apart Memphis' infantry. It is truly living up to the name Tiger, because it's just devouring Memphis' forces now, like a great predator of Coh2 steel. And certainly highlights what a Tiger tank, if properly utilised and preserved, can do to your opponent's forces. And now he's just going in there. He's confident, he's bullish, he's aggressive, he's Germany made manifest. There we go. Jackson destroyed, Grenadiers almost wiped out. Pack 40 trying to deal with the Stug. But at this stage, Memphis' forces are in tatters. Whoa! Almost got hit by a tree there. Not really, but you know, kind of looked like it. Pack 4 there falling back in the wake of the advancing rifleman. MD42 setting up here. Those machine guns, I think, has definitely done a great deal of work here for Zerg, a great investment. Patients are arriving, but at this stage I don't think it's going to matter much there for Memphis, to be honest. His forces, I think, are not in a condition we can sort of really think actually try and win this anymore. The machine guns and the Tiger Ace, plus of course the infantry, though it's basically just down to the officer and the Panzer Grenadiers. Everything else is just pioneers are dead. There we go. Once more using that ability to boost them up as they move forwards. And Memphis of course retreats here. Killed some poor bastard in retreat. 130 versus 33. Jackson being slowly fixed up. Basil, the great mouse slayer and vermin bane advances behind me. Probably waiting for me to feed him cat food. closer than the Pentagon it is there. Suffered a bit from the AoE damage, but no casualties directly. There he goes, spots the Jackson, which Zerg sets upon with great zeal and just blows apart. Officer defending here, 14 kills. American infantry charging forwards. And there we go, GG, well played from Memphis. An absolutely spectacular match here between Zerg and Memphis, with some severe casualties on both sides, some rather close points. I mean, there are definitely some issues of bad, like for Memphis in particular, with that Panzer IV, they're getting abandoned rather than destroyed. Of course, at the same time, Memphis, I feel at times just extended when he probably shouldn't have, and also struggled a bit there with pursuing his arm at times there, in particular just coordinating his tanks with the rest. I think less capable of delivering serious blows to Zerg, where Zerg I think went for some ways more conservative but much more steady, measured approach there, and overall again centered around the Wehrmacht sort of control aspect of the machine guns, which I think were really sort of big elements. And in that regard, I probably think like one of Memphis's bigger issues was just the lack of a mortar early on in the game. The pack cards, of course, did great, but I feel like had he had a mortar out sooner on top of the pack cards, he probably could have done a lot more damage to the mortar, and that would dealt with them much more efficiently. But I would say an exciting fight here with some great things, lots of ace vehicles, infantry, and of course the ace tiger, which we actually rarely get to see, but again, he's a sort of there really effective in to get it that far. So well played there by Zerg. Great use of assault support as well, which is not a doctrine we get to see a lot, and nice use there of say Ralph Gun as well by Memphis. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. If you like what we do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience, and hope to see you all tomorrow again for another Sonic episode. Bye.